Can you tell me the difference between Greta Thunberg's Extinction Rebellion thugs literally stepping over the wreaths of the war dead to have a propaganda moment, a photo shoot? Act now. Climate change means war. You can donate online. Can you tell me any significant, any moral difference between that and the Westboro Baptist Church funeral protesters that I just showed you? Putting aside for the moment the fact that Donald Trump did not start any wars, first president in 2 generations not to start any wars. Remembrance Day is the day where we don't get into the minutiae of the politics of the wars. We think about the people who actually died in Iraq, in peacekeeping missions, mainly in the Great Wars. And I want to show you what Greta Thunberg's street teams, her street gang, her street thugs in London did. So these cenotaphs, these memorials, there's the tradition of laying a wreath. I've laid a wreath before. It's a symbolic remembrance. It's a symbol, and you lay it respectfully on the memorial, and you do so quietly and somberly, and it's about you showing respect for the dead. That's what it's about. And you are not the center of the action. Remembering the dead is the center of it. And with that in mind, look at what Greta Thunberg's global warming activists did in London today. Act now. Climate change means war. And they stood there for their photo op. So it wasn't about the war dead. Climate change has nothing to do with the wars. It has nothing to do with those who died. Nothing to do with World War I or World War II, the 2 wars that took the most lives in the UK. Climate change is not, there's no connection whatsoever. There's the metaphor, climate change means war. No, it doesn't, actually. And it certainly doesn't mean stepping over the wreaths for the war dead and putting your wreath above them all. Act now. Act now. Is that what Remembrance Day is? For you to have a little political ad? For you to use dead soldiers as your background set? As your backdrop for your photo op? What a deep, deep disgrace. And anyone who ever again has any truck or trade with Extinction Rebellion must answer for this. This is such a disqualifying moment. This is such a deep disgrace and a deep insult. And my friend Sheila Gunn Reid reminds me, can you grab a picture of the Westboro Baptist Church? There's this kooky church that is basically one family that runs it. But it gets so much attention because they're so outlandish and so outrageous. And they call themselves the Westboro Baptist Church. And they have political protests at people's funerals. And their typical sign, let's see if we can get some of the images. I'll read them. I won't. Yeah, like zoom in on some of them. You're going to hell. Thank God for dead soldiers. God is America. God hates Obama. God hates your feeling, your pastor is a whore. Like, this is insane stuff. Don't worship, what are you, like, this is the rantings of madmen. Now, some of these are just in some city park, whatever. But they will literally go to funerals. They crash funerals of actual fallen soldiers. They when people are burying a father, a son, a brother, they go to the funeral with their grotesque signs. Not blessed, just cursed. You're going to hell. I mean, it's gross enough if they're just on some street corner. But they did this at funerals? You can see the headline there in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, ruling doesn't quiet funeral protest battle. I'm all for free speech, but at a funeral. I remember a story of a bunch of soldiers sort of linking arms around a funeral to block those kooks from attending. Can you tell me the difference between Greta Thunberg's Extinction Rebellion thugs literally stepping over the wreaths of the war dead to have a propaganda moment, a photo shoot? Act now. Climate change means war. You can donate online. Can you tell me any significant, any moral difference between that and the Westboro Baptist Church funeral protesters that I just showed you? I can tell you a difference. The difference is the Extinction Rebellion is supported by governments, is protected by police, has access to our school children and the curriculums, is allowed unfettered, unsupervised, unbalanced access to kids. I don't think they should be treated as a terrorist group, although they do commit crimes as a criminal organization. Remember those videos we did when they stopped the trains in London and one guy went on the roof and he was pulled down? That's an excerpt from my daily TV show that I do live at 12 noon Eastern Time. We talk about the news of the day, we play interesting viral videos, and most importantly, I take your questions that you chat to me through YouTube Super Chat. I think that's the funnest part of it. So tune in every weekday at 12 noon Eastern Time, only here at rebelnews.com.